What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike, full-time Amazon media seller. I would record this intro outside, but I am right next to a Lowe's and somebody just has their vehicle like in reverse and it's making that beeping sound. You guys will hear it here in a second. I've been sitting in the car for like 3 hours hoping that they would actually realize this and turn it off, but here we are. We're about to go into one of my thrift stores. Believe it or not, when I first started selling on Amazon 5 years ago, this was probably in my top 3 thrift stores. I remember the first book I've ever gotten that was worth over $100 was actually from here, and it was like a 2-book set, and I paid $20 for it. And at the time, I was like, man, $20, I'm risking a lot of money out here. It's pretty crazy to kind of think back to the good old days, because you guys will see in here, it's not what it used to be. We used to have 99-cent paperback, $2 hardbacks. Now every book is individually priced. You still can hit some good DVDs and CDs, which I appreciate because that is more of my focus this year. But the books are absolutely atrocious. I haven't been here. I used to come here every 2 weeks when it was good. When the getting was good, I was in here every 2 weeks. Now I probably haven't been here in about 6 weeks. It's dreadful. It's a community aid. It's a local chain. But they have big stores, and they got about 6 of them that I go to. They all used to be great, and they've all, you know, like everybody else. They scan everything. They sell all the good stuff online. They think every book is worth its weight in gold, which is not the case. If you're interested in actually making money reselling, join the YouTube channel. $2.99 a month, weekly live calls, private Discord to get all your questions answered, and the go-to lister discount. The group literally pays for itself. You guys see my blue IKEA bag here sneaking behind me. I'm gonna put you on to the actual beeping sound. You hear it? This is why I didn't want to record for the past 3 hours, and I've been sitting in my car. I believe it's that truck over there. But there goes the thrift store we're headed to. It is like sub-zero temperatures here in Pennsylvania, but at the end of the day, you know, you still got to get out here. You still got to source. You still got to find stuff, because if you're not sending anything, you ain't going to make no money. The whole name of the game is to send as much as you can to make as much as you can. So I'm going to shut up. I'm already freezing my buns off. I'm going to grab my IKEA bag from the back seat. I'll see you guys on the inside. Let's go. All right, we are back home. That thrift store was absolutely atrocious. That's why it looks like I've been pulling the hair out of my head. We got 0 items from the thrift store. For the wrap up here, I'll throw some recent sales up. I know I kind of maybe made my bed and I have to lay in it. Before I went in, I said that used to be one of my best thrift stores. Now it's one of my worst thrift stores, but it's never been that bad. I honestly thought maybe they moved the DVDs and CDs to somewhere else, but that was the only place. You could see they didn't have much. You've seen the prices individually on some of those books are just absolutely insanity out here in some of these thrift stores. Now, you guys are seeing sales. You guys see these are all new DVDs. After that, I went to my record store and spent like 150 bucks. Got a bunch of brand new sealed DVDs, a bunch of used ones as well. I mean, I think I got about 50 DVDs, so I paid about $3 a piece. The good thing with the record stores is they check all of their discs, so you don't even got to resurface these things. They're all inside. My record stores really take care of their items. They put a lot of them in like little plastic sleeves as well, which is nice, even if they are used. But yeah, I mean, Cosby Show was a pretty good one. That was worth a decent amount. What else did we get? A little bit of Boys to Men, Motown Philly back again. Disney brand new sealed is always good. The Good Dinosaur, never even heard of this one. I think that the whole point of this year for me is to try to do less but make the same amount of money, or close to it. And I know that sounds like kind of silly, like how can you do less and make the same amount of money? Well, we're sourcing better quality items this year because of the way the buy box is. So we're going to find less, but if our items are better, we should be able to get a higher price and also be able to sell it quicker. So that is my mentality behind it. I'm going to probably do like a whole podcast episode on just doing less and making more. I know it just sounds it sounds scammy, but in Amazon land, the higher your ASP, the more money you take. So it's not the same. If you sell a DVD for 10 bucks, you make $3, Amazon makes 7. If you sell a DVD for 30 bucks, you make 20, Amazon only makes 10. That's why I want to get this through to everybody, that if you carry a higher ASP on Amazon, you're going to take home a lot more money, right? I did 185 grand last year on Amazon, and the split was probably 40-60. So I took home 40% of that. Amazon took home 60. So if I can run a smaller, leaner operation but carry a higher ASP, in theory, I can make the same, if not more money, by buying less units. And by buying less means I have to prep less. I have to do everything less if I'm just actively out there sourcing better qualities. But you don't get the dopamine because you're not filling up the bag. You're not filling up the shopping cart, right? It's not as glorious as walking out with an IKEA bag full. And in some cases, like, the video, I got nothing. And some would say, Mike, why even, put the video out there? Why even talk about it? Well, I want there to be like a real picture painted of actually reselling and relying on thrift stores. And there are times, that I leave the stores with nothing. But then there's also times where you go to one record shop and, you can spend 150 bucks in an hour and walk away. I think the estimated profit on this was close to $800 or $900, right? So even after our buy costs, we still make 800, 900 bucks. You ain't going to beat it, but times are changing. We got to get smarter as resellers across the board. This was one that I'd never seen before. And even I even brought it up to Deb. Legally Blonde. So, right, everybody knows Legally Blonde, the movie with Reese Witherspoon. I didn't realize she made like a sequel. This is actually pretty decent, brand new sealed. First time I've ever seen it. Some other decent used ones I got. I already showed you guys two of the, this is the old school Incredible Hulk that has like the lenticular covers, which is pretty cool. Other than that, this is a Bolo Disney sing-along songs. You can buy these for $1. These are basically guaranteed profit. Some of you can sell Disney, some of you can't. Thankfully, I can. But those are usually always worth it. Record shop, I paid anywhere between $1 for some, all the way up to $10. I don't know which ones I paid 10 bucks for. I think the Bill Cosby one was one I paid 5 or 10 for. But the quality's good. Most people don't go there. They always cut me a deal. I had a stack of the $1 ones. She didn't even charge me for it. She just said, yeah, you're buying all these. So you have a little bit of a relationship. When you go in, you talk to these people. They're small business owners like ourselves. You usually can get pretty decent deals from them. But yeah, I got to get all this stuff boxed up. Star Wars, Clone Wars, brand new sealed. Was good. What else? Nothing else really jumps out. Your good old Great Course. Let's try that again. Video just cut out. Great Courses, brand new sealed, usually always worth it. But overall, you're not going to win every single time you go out. You're not going to win in every single store you go into. This is the reality of reselling in 2026. especially with Amazon and the buy box changes, but I promise you, you still can make a lot of money doing this. You just gotta be a little bit smarter than the rest of the resellers out there, and I promise you the average IQ is not that high. As always, I appreciate watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. I got a plan on what I'm gonna do with this hair. Thinking like a ponytail, Steven Seagal style, maybe a mullet. Maybe I do the Rambo, maybe I go the Swayze Roadhouse look. I got lots of options. We're getting close to having my hair the longest it's ever been here. So only the future knows what kind of...
Your hair's never been longer than that.
Deb said this is the longest my hair's ever been. So I don't know. I think I look good with a ponytail, a dripping wet ponytail, oiled up, head to tippy toe. I appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you guys got any interesting hairdos that will look good on me, let me know in the comment section. See you guys in the next Sourcing Zero video. Deb smirking from the corner. Bye-bye.